Alright, now that I've showed you what I'm going to build, I'm going to show you how I built what I'm going to build. Now this weekend I had both of my grandsons over off and on all weekend, so I couldn't do any video, and so I went ahead and I got started a little bit, but I'm going to bring you up to snuff with what I've done here. This is going to be my tabletop, and what this is two 9-inch pieces of maple 9x18, and what that does is that makes this 18x18, and I'm going to round the corners to make this a circular top. Now I've got this one down. I've got it down with screws. I'm going to take those screws out, and then I've got another one here, and it's an inch smaller, so I'm going to glue it down to here. Okay. So then I come over here. This is going to be the base right here. The piece of walnut at the bottom. I thought about putting another piece of walnut here to offset it, but there wouldn't be much showing, so there's no sense in wasting the $5 walnut. But on this one, I've got to cut another one of these, but I'm going to cut it another inch smaller to go right here. I take these screws out, and I'm going to glue this one on and this one on. So I'll get that going in a minute. In the meantime, this is a piece of persimmon. And this is going to be like, you know, the pedestal part in the center. Now she wants the table to be 30 inches tall altogether. Okay, by the time you take this and this, you got to take 6 inches off of it. So I'm looking at 24 inches. So I'm going to cut this down to about 26 inches to give you an inch to play with on each end. So I would cut it down to about right here. Well, that ain't much, is it? Right there. That's 26 inches. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in the lathe, and I'm going to turn it to something. I'm not 100% sure why. The first thing I'm going to have to do is try to figure this out, because it's got a little crook in it right here. So when you turn it, that means that this center part's going to, by necessity, going to have to be skinnier. So I'm going to come in here and figure out, you know, my center can't be right in the center. So I'm going to have to come over a little bit on this side and this side, because, you know, if I did the center here and I did the center here, well, I would be like this, and I wouldn't have nothing here. So I'm going to come over where this is in the center right there. And I'm going to come over a little bit. So the center on this one will be right about here. To get the most out of this. And the center in this one will be right about there. So go ahead and get this little piece cut off. And then go ahead and square that other end up. And I'll drill my ends like I always do for stuff between the center. I get that in the lathe, and I'm going to go ahead and cut these and get them glued down. I'm going to do all that off camera. That's not very interesting. That's sort of my ABC stuff. So I'll get all that done, and I'll get this cut off, and I'll get it between centers. All right, I've got these blanks, I guess you could call them, cut out and glued on. Right now I've got screws in them to hold them in place. I'll take the screws out later. And I also got, this is going to be the base right here with each. I'm going to leave this square because, you know, it'll have turned down feet on each of the 4 corners. So, you know, that's all done, and that's, you know, probably not going to be touched till at least tomorrow, because I've got plenty of other things to do. I've got the pedestal. I guess it's our shaft, I guess whatever you call it. It's on the lathe now. It always amazes you as to how crooked something is, you know. But you can take, let me show you something there, back off a little bit maybe. Show you how crooked this is. It's quite crooked, so it's going to be fairly thin in the center, which is okay, you know, it'll look good. This is persimmon. I want you to notice, I'm going to come down here where you can really see it. See that drive center? So I drill a 1-inch hole with a Forester bit, and that's sitting in there, so you know it's not going to slide out or nothing. And then I come down to the other end, and I drill a hole right here like a cone shape that this actually fits into it. So you know, neither one of them could possibly slip off. I think that's important when you have something this long and obviously this out of balance. Also, I went ahead and painted the rest of, almost all of my rest now with red to remind me and anybody else that that's a red line. And you don't cross it with your fingers when something's spinning. All right, let me put this back on the tripod and gather up my tools. I already got my beaver sitting there, get my face shield and my gloves, and we'll see if we can't make some chips. All right, here goes nothing. I'm going to check the vibration here. Right now I'm at 400. All right, about 500 it starts shaking pretty bad. Well, actually 550. I'm gonna back it down close to 5. I think I'll start right there, see what happens. I know what's gonna happen. It's gonna be a rough turn to begin with. Looking pretty good. What I'm going to do now is put some sealer on it, leave it overnight and see if it works any on me. I don't think it will, but you never know. If it works, could crack. And a couple of places right there, but I'm going to put sealer on it first before I use CA glue. Because the CA glue makes a, well, it makes a place, you know. But nothing then will soak in. So if I decided I wanted to put some stain or something after using CA glue, it wouldn't work. Rub that down, give it a second, and I'll give it another coat. Well, everything's pretty well glued up now. I'm going to, this is a tabletop. I took all the clamps off, and it was on wax paper. It looks nice. I took a steel ruler I had and put a screw in the center. I measured from corner to corner. So I drew me a circle there, and that's going to be my tabletop. So I'm going to take that over the bandsaw in a minute and cut it out. There's the base. I'll be putting a faceplate right here temporarily and turning it in a little while. Over here is my shaft, pedestal, leg. I guess it's called a center leg, I guess. Anyway, I talked my wife into knocking down to 30 inches. I just felt it wouldn't look good and it'd be too tall, so now going to be 24 inches. So what I did right here, I've got it marked 18 inches because that's 6, but I've got an inch right here on each end, which I'm going to turn down nice and flat, and then I'll part it off here, and I'll just square this end up and turn this down here. And the reason for that is the bottom of this is going to have a mortise in it that's going to fit in. And the same thing with the other side of this one. So let me get over here on the bandsaw and get this done, and then I'll come back and we'll part all that off and get it ready to go. All right, I got this marked off right here. And what I'm going to do now is just square this in a little bit, and then I'm going to come down about a 1/4 inch right here to make a lip, because that's what it's going to fit up against that in my mortise. So let's see what we're doing. I'll use a sander for that. And here, rubber bevel. Bring it down so it starts peeling. There you go, right here. Alright, that gets that end of it. I'm going to part it off right here, and then I'm going to cut the lip right here. I need to start where I need to start on right here. Make you a little relief cut here, because if you don't, you get this thing in so far it'll jam up on you. So you want to come over a little bit on one side and make about a half a width of relief right here. Yeah, still seems to cut. It's a lot easier if you turn these as you cut like I'm doing. That way your cut's going to be straight for one thing. Get a little bit of deal there. There we go. I ought to get it. This edge has to round off here and down here a little bit. And then this is going to come in out here, and it's going to come up a little bit right here to make sort of a little bit of a hill or a little valley right in here, so that when you pour the epoxy, it'll drip off rather than try to run around. Because you don't put any border or nothing in it, you just pour it, and it'll come to the edge and it'll drip off. Shame. That's why you don't want to mix too much. You never know. So let's see what we got. Like now. Sort of forgot for a second here that, but this is turning at 1,000 RPM. Ain't no telling how fast that was going out there. But it was moving. So let's whirl it up and see what we got. This is going to go right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the calipers and measure this and make me a line right there. And then I'm going to make a, however deep that is, hole in it right there. I don't normally use the calipers for this, but you know, these are some high dollar calipers, and if I was to hang them and mess them up, I'd be upset. So I'm going to come in here, try my best to only touch this one to right here and then that one. Try. All right, Larry, be careful, buddy. All right, that'll be a good starting point. You guys saw that or not, but it pushed my wrist down. See there? And it just don't cut right when you do that. Wish I didn't have it where it ought to be. Tightened, in other words. Yeah. Whoa, Betsy. Oh, that's a long way down. Huh. Miracles never cease. I only got about a 1/4 inch to go. I hate to keep taking it on and off like that, but I don't want it too deep. Put this on with epoxy. Perfect. All on the money. How about that, sports fans? All right, I got the base on there and I'm whirling it up. Right now it's on a face plate, so chance of it coming off somewhere between the slam and none. So there it is. What I'm going to do is I'm going to dish it out, because these 4 corners are going to be my feet. So they're going to be dished out except for right here, see? And then I'll come to the other side. You see it now? be a knot or something right there. You take a check right here. Yeah, that's looking good. Right, I knew it was. I could tell. It started bouncing. Okay, that'll be about right. Okay, see what we got here. May not have come out quite far enough. It looks just right to me. Just right to me, my friends. I got that enough right there. Spray it off right there. Seeing that off. Sandpaper takes care of that now. Sand it. If y'all enjoy that so much, I'll cut you off. Okay, I'm ready to mark the other end now for the base. You turn your $1,000. What do you think, buddy?
Whoa.
You like that?
Let's give me the top.
Yeah, of course we do. You don't think this would be a top dude? That'd be sort of silly, wouldn't it?
It's true. How's it going?
Of course I turned it. You asking silly questions there, little buddy. What am I going to do with you? Huh?
Is that glue or something?
Epoxy. Make sure I don't have anywhere else here.
Do you think you should darken this? That?
As we speak, see? What do you think?
Well,
I don't want it real dark. Alright, I got enough paint on there now where I don't want to stop it from whirling until that paint's pretty well dry. So I'm gonna let that go about the length of time it takes for me and Brandy to have some popcorn. Well, it's all dried and everything. My original plan was to paint this top black and then use the epoxy with some silver in it to give it more of a marble look. But then I saw this pretty grain right here, and I sort of want to see it. The only thing that worries me is that I've got some tool marks over here I was afraid it might show. What I'm thinking is that if I put the gold pearl in it, that you probably only I wouldn't know they were there. I'm hoping. Now right here, where I got all these little gold colored discs, it's where the faceplate was. Now my original thought when I was going to paint black was I was just going to fill these and paint black and you'd not know the difference. But if I filled them now, I'm afraid they might, show up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to, I'm going to put these little gold discs in each one of the holes. I think it'll look pretty neat. This is, you've always heard people say, this ain't my first rodeo. Well, this is my first rodeo, guys. I have never done an epoxy top before, but you don't learn too much by just watching. All right, next time I see you, I'll be in my office. Okay, I think I got everything all done. I already got my epoxy mixed up. First thing you want to do is you want to put some cardboard down, and I wrapped an old towel around the base in case I get splashes. And then you want to make sure, at least I think you do, make sure that your table is as level as you can get it. And I'm pretty good there. I used some paper towels underneath it. So you need I guess you can blow it off or something. I happen to have these tack rags because, you used to paint a lot of cars. So you want to make sure, you get any dust off or whatever all the way around. Okay. I've already done it. That's the reason I'm not doing it any harder than that. Okay. I look at a lot of videos on how to do this because, like I said, this is my first rodeo. But you know yourself, you could look at 10 videos and get 5 different ways of doing it. So, it's just sort of a swag a little bit. So, I think after analyzing what they're doing, I think whoever said need to put a light coat on first and cover the edges, I think that's probably the better way to go. So here we go. Here goes nothing. I'm going to pour that right there. And he said to put a light coat on it all before you flood it. I can see now it's going to be beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Hope I got enough epoxy mixed. If I don't, I guess I can mix some more. So you want to come around here. And I guess you got to not worry about being sloppy. Yeah, I wish I had better light. But, the reason I'm having to do it in here today is because my grandson showed up with his big old dog. And that big old dog is rambunctious. And I've got to have it in a place where I can close it up. Now this particular epoxy has a 30-minute time on it that it sits up.
Heck, let's pour some more. I'm anxious. And he said, just scoot it around. And don't be trying to like save a bunch of it or something. Just it drips. Don't worry about it. Just try not to step in it. There's the rest of it right there. Just let it run off the sides, because that's what's going to coat the sides. This epoxy is supposed to be self-degassing. It's all finished now. Here it is. I think it turned out pretty good. I'll bring it up here in a minute to show it, give you a closer look at it, or I'll bring the camera to it rather. But first, I want to discuss, what I learned. Like I said earlier, this was my first rodeo. I've never done this before, and I've learned some things. And I thought I'd share those with you in case I did it again, which that could be highly doubtful. But a couple of them, these little discs I put in here, they were sort of concave, they got like a, I'll give one right here to show you, if you see it. So here's one right here. You see, they got sort of a concave bottom. So, when I put them down in here, I use super glue. It captures a certain amount of air underneath it, so it just like to never quit bubbling up. And even after I thought it quit, and I went in the house, come back the next morning, I had a few more. So the lesson there, if I used those again, I would put epoxy in the indentations and then push them down in it to force the air out. So lesson learned there. The other one is cleanliness. I got a little dirt in here, I got a little hair over here, and what it is, this was super clean. I used a dust rag and everything, but what I forgot was meat. Yep, meat. Well, I've been in here, so I probably had some sawdust on me or something. And here I am, like this, doing this. So maybe it dropped off or something. So that's, I guess you got to make sure you put on a fresh shirt and wipe your arms off or whatever. I don't know what you can do about hair. Well, a lot of people do, but I seem to have a lot of it. But I guess make sure you wear a hat or something like that. But anyway, it's got a little trash in it. It's not much, you have to look for it. But you know how it is when you do something. You see things nobody else sees. And, I don't care what you do. There's things you see and you're better off not to tell anybody about it. But I put a little bit of wax on top. And, it looks good. These little bubble things here, I took the razor blade and knocked the tops of them off, and I use this wax, this feeding wax right here. It pretty well, I guess you might say, hit them. So that's, and the other thing, I think this was probably important right here. This is, I guess if you could say I had any screw-ups, this is it. The edges are rough. And I made a mistake here of not really finishing the edges. They were a little rough, a little ingrained there. I was just thinking in my infinite wisdom that when it rolled off here, it would smooth out and, be nice and smooth on top of that, and that wouldn't matter. But that's not the case. It followed the shape of whatever was there. So where the end grain is, it covers the end grain, but it's rough. So, you know, you need to finish all this if you're going to do one that, you know, pours over the side. Quite frankly, if I did another one, I would put a lip right here all the way around when I, you know, flatten the top and have my resin contained within that lip and have a real nice finish outside. The other part, the other mistake I made, well, it sounds like I made a lot of mistakes, didn't it? Well, I made a few, but I always do on the first try. But the secret is to figure out what you do and make sure you don't do it twice. When I was doing this and it's dripping off, I was wiping them off. Well, I should have just left them drip, because what happened was underneath it, when I wiped it off, I got some down here under this already finished area, so I had to refinish the bottom. Had to sand it off and refinish it, which is, you know, it worked out fine, but it was unnecessary. So, from what I can understand, you just let it fall off, and then when it almost sits all the way up, you're supposed to take like a single-edge razor blade, or, excuse me, an X-Acto knife, and you're supposed to trim those off. I didn't do that. Anyway, maybe that's the next time. But it turned out fine. So let me get it up here. Well, better yet, let me bring the camera here so you can get a better look at it. Here we go. Get you adjusted down here where you can see it better. There it is. I think the top turned out really nice, other than a few little bubbles and stuff. You can see it's pretty smooth there. And you come here up on the base of it. That turned out, let me see if I can make sure I'm getting you in here now. That turned out pretty good. Underneath is okay, but nobody looks underneath. So, you know, that's it, guys. There it is. I don't know if Mama wants it or not. I got about three ladies in the pecking order here. Well, if she don't want it, I'll take it. Well, if she don't want it, I'll take it. So there we are. Anyway, if you like what I do, subscribe. Tell your friends. You know, give me a like for sure. And keep it whirling. Call your mama, all that kind of stuff. And I will catch you on the next one. Goodbye.